What you don't know about Mars is that the first thing you build isn't a room.
We aren't building a wall full of beauty. We are building a place that can finally be lived in.
On Mars, the most honest building footage is slow, heavy, and incredibly methodical to avoid mistakes. We built a shield to protect our home, but the red planet is already planning its countermove. Mars turned our shield into a weapon, accelerating the very thing we were trying to keep away.
Building safety creates new hazards. You don't just finish a job here, you negotiate with the ground.
When the ground moves back, you realize the rover isn't just a tool, it's our only anchor.
One step from the edge is one step away from being trapped in a slow-motion avalanche of dirt.
We survive by changing our procedure, not by fighting the physics of a world that wants us gone.
The first Mars construction is environmental control. You shape the wind, or it shapes your ending.
Verification is visual. When the dust stops jetting, your heart rate finally starts to drop.
Building a future here means shaping the air and the ground together, every single day. On Mars, visibility isn't just about what you see, it's about what your equipment can survive.
Every shovel of dirt we move is a negotiation with a planet that never sleeps.
A single failure in the line can mean the difference between safety and the void.
In the middle of a storm, you learn that the ground is the only thing you can trust.
Even the bags we use to build safety are vulnerable to the pressure of the planet.
We are wrapping the world in our own geometry to keep the chaos at bay.
The machines we build are only as strong as the smallest pin holding them together.
inch of progress is a battle won against the red dust of this planet.
Cold is the enemy of movement, and on Mars, movement is life.
We are carving out a sanctuary in the middle of a world that doesn't want us here.
Even the strongest structures can succumb to the relentless stress of this world.
The first thing you build on Mars is protection, and that protection is never finished.
On Mars, even a handful of dust can bring a multi-million-dollar machine to its knees.
The air out here is thin, but it has a weight that you never...
If the air stops moving inside, the mission ends before the sun even sets. Every shovel of dirt is a promise we make to ourselves that we are staying.
Even the smallest breach is an invitation for the planet to reclaim what we've taken.
We built this shield to protect ourselves, but it's only as strong as our will to fix it.
If the cover fails, the berm becomes a source of the very dust we're fighting.
The ground on Mars can shift in a heartbeat, taking everything you've built with it. Extraction isn't just a maneuver. It's a fight for the most expensive tool we have. The ground we moved is moving back, and it's taking the partner with it. On Mars, building safety means constantly rereading the ground you stand on. Every failure is a lesson in how to survive a planet that doesn't want us here.
We aren't just piling dirt anymore. We are learning to speak the language of the wind.
Every spark is a reminder that Mars doesn't just want to freeze us.
It wants to fry our electronics.
Secret isn't a wall that stops the wind. It's a gap that lets it through.
The berm is working. The vortex that was choking our air is finally breaking apart.
Building on Mars is an iterative process. You fix one problem and wait for the next.
We spend half our time building, and the other half keeping our tools from falling apart.
A clean path isn't a luxury. It's a safety requirement when your life depends on stability.
Even the most basic physics work differently out here. Ice doesn't melt, it just disappears.
Power is the only thing more precious than air. We fight for every milliwatt we can get.
We are patching the holes in our sanctuary, keeping the planet on the outside.
The smallest grain of sand can shut down our life support. We never stop cleaning. That signal is our only tether to reality.
Maintenance is the heartbeat of survival. If we stop, the base stops.
A single wire can be our lifeline or our downfall.
rover is our home on wheels. We don't take any chances with its frame.
Even in the lab, we are fighting the dust that finds its way into everything. We manage our energy like it's our own blood. Without it, we are just statues. Every screw we tighten is a vote for staying alive, another soul.
We fix what breaks, or we find a way to work around the pieces.
The geometry is holding. We've finally turned the wind against itself.
The storm is the ultimate test of our engineering. So far, we're winning.
Everything on Mars takes twice as long when it's cold. We just have to wait. We've built a road through the chaos. It's the first one on this planet.
Every latch and handle is a promise of safety. We make sure they hold.
The air is cleaner inside the berm. Our engineering is making a difference.
We keep the machines moving, so they can keep us alive. It's that simple.
We are ready for the night. The berm is holding, and the machoos are humming.
We survived the first build, but the air is already looking for a way in. On Mars, building a home means constantly fighting a world that wants to breathe. The first piece of infrastructure is done, but the planet never stops testing the line. One grain of sand in the wrong place can shut down our only power.
We built this bridge to the future, but we must walk it with care.
The wind is a sculptor here, and it doesn't like the shapes we make.
The sun is setting on our first build, but the work never truly ends.
Even our successes carry the risk of failure if we don't watch the details.
We aren't just surviving anymore. We are starting to shape this world to our own rules.
The air out here is static charged, and it loves to find a path through our wires.
The berm is a part of the landscape now. We have made our mark.
If the vibration doesn't stop, the seal will give way. We never stop listening.
Building on Mars is a conversation between our engineering and the planet's rage.
Everything is a battle. Even a shovel can become a liability if you ignore it. The sanctuary we built is holding. The berm has saved our mission from the air.
Our logs are our legacy. If they fail, the knowledge of this fight is lost.
The first build is a success, but Mars is already preparing its next question.
We have claimed this ground, but we are only the first of many.
The machines are as tired as we are, but they cannot rest.
The berm is a success, but the wind is already looking for a new path.
On Mars, even the temperature can be a weapon against our tools.
The mission is evolving. We have mastered the ground. Now we must master the air.
The smallest vibration can lose us a week of data. We tighten everything.
The first piece of Mars infrastructure is holding. We are home, for now.
The planet wants to freeze our heart. We keep the power flowing.
We have survived another sol. The berm is our first great achievement on Mars.
The smallest vibration can lose us a week of data. We tighten everything. The first build is complete. We have turned a desert into a home.
The planet wants to freeze our heart. We keep the power flowing.
Mars teaches us that building a future here means shaping the air and the ground together.